Hey, what's going on, guys? Caucasian Mark here, whitest dude on the internet, and in this video, it's gonna be a lot like the one where we did, styling with like italics bold, but this is a little bit different. It's more than changing the, I guess, font or whatever. It's really giving more meaning to the content that we have within, say, our p tags or whatever. So we're gonna come up in here and actually delete that. Give us some space there because we're going to come down, and let's just go down a list I've made of stuff you could do and what it means, and then I'll explain it. So the first one we're going to do is Abbr, which is short. This is kind of funny, short for abbreviation. Now it's going to have title here. Auto formatted it for this for me, but this is going to be important for you to include. So after you type Abbr, you want to add the title equals the double quotes. And let's just say, let's have, what's an abbreviation for something where I could say something's really funny. We could say, give me beer, right? Let's just do that. So if we did, GMB, come on over here, and you notice there's an underline underneath it, which, like I said, the point of this tutorial is to give meaning to the content in some way. Now, they're not all going to have underlines, but we'll see what this does. Give me beer. Now that's pretty cool. Now what if we wanted to change it to something else, like good math babes, with all the Z's on there. So we want some good math babes, right? Come into here and we see that it stands for good math babes. Now typically you don't want to have an abbreviation up front, right? So say you use GMB and it's for good math babes. You want to define what good math babes is early in your article you're writing or the paragraph, and then to shorten the space, then you abbreviate it afterward. So you'd want to do something like, I really like good math babes, and we could do something like then GMB are cool and stuff. Show you this kind of weird example. Alright, so we have something like, I really like good math babes, and then the GMB, which is referring to this up here, are cool and stuff. That's important because when you're trying to convey content, you don't want to start with abbreviations off the bat that the viewer may not know, So that's important to keep in mind there. When you're trying to convey content, you have to kind of look at the bigger picture on top of that. So the next thing we're going to do is, let's make another one. And this is going to be for citing. So we could say hopefully I can spell this right, Encyclopedia Britannica volume 60. Let's just do that, 60, yes. So we're going to come over here and let's just use the break tag there. And we can see, actually I spelled that completely wrong, but you know what, I don't care, whatever. And so what this is given meaning to is this is like citing a source. So if you were to have some kind of article or even had a block quote, quotation, something like that, you could cite it below using Encyclopedia Britannica. That's kind of hard to say when you're trying to make it roll off your tongue there. Volume 60. So that is another interesting thing that we could do to convey meaning when we're trying to supply content there. Now another one we could use is, which is interesting, is code. So you could say var, let's just do 5. We're going to come on over here and we're going to see what this does. Now you notice here that it's used for, you could use it maybe for computer coding. I mean, if you like the style, you could probably use it for other content. But this is mainly used when you're trying to convey code online to somebody. So you don't want to have italicized or underlined stuff when you're dealing with computer code. You kind of want it to be easy to read and formatted in such a way that it's not misleading to the eyes or whatnot. So if you're going to put code online, this would be a great way of doing it, using these code tags here. Coming to the next one here, and let's just do, which one do I want to do? Let's do this Q. I'm going to take that Cite off. This is a quote from me. Save that. And it automatically puts it in quotes for us, which is really cool because sometimes we forget to put quotes, or we use a block quote tag, but it doesn't put it in quotes for us. And so we could probably even do, let's try doing something like this. Want to do, a block quote, take off the citing there, and then inside of it, say we wanted to do the Q. This is a quote from inside of a block quote using quote tags. And we can see that it does all the formatting and stuff like that we expect it to in the block quote, but then even inside it formats the element even more to add quotes in it, which is really, really cool as well. So that's neat there. And let's see, what are some of the other ones here we could do? Break that apart here, and let's go ahead and do, let's do strong. This is a strong tag. Ass. Just throw that in there for fun. And it looks a lot like bold, right? And bold is, if I remember right, and if I get this wrong, sue me, whatever. Bold is just a editor for, or edits the text to look obviously bold, but strong is kind of different. It's telling the browser, search engine, whatever, that this is an emphasized part of the page, that this has meaning to it. Once again, I usually use bold, but strong kind of does the same thing, except it conveys a little bit more meaning to it. So let's just do one more that is actually similar to that concept there. So let's do EM. So it's the same EM tags there as we've been doing with strong, Q, whatever else. This is emphasized. And it looks like italics, but it's kind of the same concept of like the strong. So it's styling it, but also giving the search engine, etc., a bit more meaning. So it says, hey, look at this, because I'm trying to convey something special here. And so that's just a few ways that you could change the content itself and put a little bit of different focus on it and have it maybe read differently or interpreted differently rather than just styling it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.